Welcome to another edition of Swim Easy Speed. Today we're going to be looking at Pro Triathlete kind of swim analysis with Maja stage Nielsen. Maja just raced Ironman Texas, got up on the podium. She swam with the team a little bit, and we did an analysis in the endless pool. And here it is. So what I'm going to do is just kind of let it play. I put all the clips together, and we'll review it afterwards. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll just start from the beginning here and kind of go over it. Actually, Maja had a really good swim at Ironman Texas this year. She went. She was in the 55-minute group. She came out of the water with Jocelyn. Oh, and that's one thing I'll do. Actually the top three have all been in the endless pool, so I'll put links to their videos also in the comment section. Okay, so you can see, with Maja, she looks pretty good. Waterline is long. There's a slight kind of angle down. I'd say probably that's more from, and I saw her swim in the pool too. That's more from the endless pool, I think, than actually that's how her body position is, because she's a lot higher in the water when she's in the pool. So you can see how it's kind of causing a little bit of that, where that elbow is coming up. But what it's pointing to again is there's definitely some core stability, core engagement, core strength issues that need to be addressed. And that's partly what's driving this position. And then certainly kind of that. Those two things are connected. So. But overall, movement looks good. You can see she's rotating a little bit too much when she gets that breath, and we'll kind of show you that what it's impacting. Okay, so you can see right here, how the elbow enters first and then the hand. So then this is all just pressed down at the front of the stroke over here on this left side. Now, this isn't unusual, especially kind of on the left side. You tend to be a little bit, she's right-handed, so you tend to be a little bit more, a little weak, less coordinated on the left side. But it's just something you got to work on. It's like learning how to dribble to both sides with both hands in basketball. You just do it. And a lot of times what it takes is you just got to let the right do what it's going to do, and you put all of your attention and focus on that left side. Because remember, it's focus. It's your attention, where you focus it, that's going to drive a lot of these changes. Okay, so on the right side, you can see there, comes in a little bit better. The elbow drops, but she does a pretty good job of setting that catch right there, getting on the stroke, and starting to pull herself forward. Head position looks good. You can see that everything's kind of rotating around that head. There's not a lot of movement beyond that. And hip position is decent, actually, for in here. And we'll take a look at her feet are a little bit low, but, there you go. So feet are a little bit low. They could be up a little bit more. That would help bring the hips up and then get her a little bit flatter on the water. Okay, so you can see here, she's doing a pretty good job of holding that line right down the middle of her body. You can see how, she mostly rotates right off of that line. There's a pretty straight line down the middle of her body that she's holding, and not moving off of it too much. There's a little bit of wiggle, but, if you're looking to get faster and faster, it's really about holding that straight line down the middle of your body. And one of the difficulties with that is as you put more and more pressure to pull, and we've talked about this before, pressure is propulsion. So if we want to generate more propulsion, we're going to hold and put more pressure on our hands and our arms. And if this in the middle right here, so if all of this right in through here can't hold that pressure, if the musculature, the fitness, the strength and conditioning specific to that movement isn't there to hold it together, it's not going to be the most efficient way to go forward. You're not going to get that really great, efficient kind of energy transfer from the pressure on your hands to forward momentum. And then here's the one thing. So Maja only is breathing to one side. And I'm going to back it up just so we can slow it down. And okay. So Maja is only breathing to one side. So she's only breathing to the right. And what I want you to take a look at is, or is she only breathing? Excuse me. Yeah, she's only breathing to the right. So you can see how the right kind of shorts right there and the left goes a little bit longer on the extension. So out here, you can see as she rotates through and then the right comes in and there's not as much rotation to get out in front. Traditionally, swim coaches have solved problems like that by telling the athlete to bilateral breathe. And sometimes that works. A lot of times, in my experience, what happens is the athlete, because they're not comfortable breathing to the other side, and it doesn't matter how much they practice it, they'll create problems elsewhere in the stroke. It tends to be timing issues, tends to be balance issues in the body on the water. But there's other problems that get created in the stroke. When all you have to really do for something like this is just think about rotating through even more, really trying to get that reach out in front, and try to balance out each side and just become aware of how each side is moving. And then you can see just the difference in kind of where the shoulder is when she rotates. Okay, so here we go. Typically we like to see that rotation off the water, the plane of the water, usually about kind of 30 to 40 degrees. So you can see right there, she's right at 36 on that left side. That looks great. Now, here we go, the breath. So here's the recovery on the right side. So there's the plane again of the water. There's the shoulder. We're up in the 70s. And so the one thing you want to remember, and let's see if we can do it a little bit better. All right. So 65. But what you want to think about is that that's the same angle then down underwater. So it's impacting this other shoulder as well. And that's the shoulder at that moment that's pulling. So when you rotate that much on the side to get the breath, you create a lot of instability in the stroke. So typically you're going to see the feet come apart to stabilize you a little bit more. And then also what's going to happen is you're really going to take it out of position. Your left arm in this case is going to be really far out of position to lever the water. So once we get underneath the water, you'll be able to see it. But here, everything else looks pretty good. You can see she's got a pretty straight line down the middle of her body. She's not really crossing over at all. Okay, so here we go. Let's see if we can see it. I think it might be the next one. We might get a better view of the next one. Okay, so here we go. Here's this pull. So typically this angle right here, we like to see that at between 100 and 110. You could probably push it up to about 120. But midline for her, because of the angle she's at the water, is way over here. So that angle may look good, but all the pressure is going on the top part of her shoulder. And she's effectively making where it's more difficult to access the lat. So really to get on that lat. And then on the right side, you can see right here, we're 130 degrees. And again, here's midline. So, you'd prefer to see it more kind of in there, or at least where the hand is kind of in line with the shoulder. And then you're going to be assured to get a little bit more leverage on the water, and there's going to be a little bit more stability too. Oops, there we go. We'll forward this a little bit. And so one of the things that we worked on with Maja was really trying to get that core to engage more. And so, we went to the brick with kick with brick and short fins, cued her up on what to do, kind of, how to do it. So her hips, and you can see it kind of here towards the end, her hips really start coming up on the water, and she starts getting faster compared to the current. So then after that, we did, just a little bit of swimming, and you can see everything's a little bit more connected together. She's higher on the water. You're higher on the water, you're getting more distance per stroke, you're creating less drag. So the same effort as before is just going faster because the body position is improved. Neuromuscularly, you're a lot more connected together. So the hips and shoulders are, working together because they're all connected from the core. So that would be, we did a couple other things while she was in the endless pool, but this is kind of the highlight reel. If you have any other questions, or if you have any questions about this analysis at all, please let me know. I am more than happy to answer questions. And thanks for tuning in, and we will see you, hope to see you at the next video.